Okay, very well. Here we'll continue. And let's see. So we are going to check this new lesson. We have a few expressions related to sleeping. Okay, and this is the question. What is your best time of the day? Look at these four people. They have different habits. They are active in different parts of the day. Some people like to wake up early, and some people uh, don't like it very much. That's my case. Some people are more active at night. They feel better at night. Some people feel more drowsy, less energetic in the morning. So which one are you? We're going to read these different cases from these people, and you're going to tell me how they feel. Okay, let's hear Reina. Can you read the example? The Teresa from South Africa. Let's read. So how's she like when she what's her favorite part of the day? Can you please read this paragraph?
Okay, as soon as I get up in the morning, I rush off the gym. After I finish my workout, I head to the office. I always get there before any of my college. Alright, I suppose I am a morning person.
Okay, excellent. So you see, right, which says she has a routine in the morning. We're going to check the expressions that you see because there are a lot of expressions, phrasal verbs or slangs. Here it says race off. Race off is like apurarse, is like rush, is like trying going fast. So as soon as she gets up, she goes to the gym. It says after I finish my workout, I head to the office. Okay, then she goes to work and she's very punctual. She always arrives before. Then we have the expression a morning person. Morning person is we can also say early bird. Early bird or morning person, it means someone who is very active in the morning, someone who loves the mornings. Do you feel like Teresa? Do you like to wake up early and do some hobbies, some activities, maybe work out? How do you feel in the mornings? Do you feel good? Do you feel sleepy, like you didn't sleep well last night? How do you feel?
In my case, I wake up early, but I don't like. I hate wake up early. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah, me too. I really don't like it, but I think it's because of my habits. Deep inside, I would love to wake up early and I would love to do many things. For example, here you can wake up very early in the morning and you can see the sunrise in the beach. It's very peaceful, it's very beautiful because there is no people. Other thing you can do is go to the gym. You can go to the gym very early because there's not many people, like at 7 a.m., for example, or 6 a.m. That's when the gym opens. So I would love to wake up at that time, but I don't, I can't do it. You know, there is some people who are privileged. There is there's something like 6 hours sleep gene. There's a mutation. It's called the gene DEC2 that allows for some people to be natural short sleepers. It means some people just need 6 hours of sleep at night in the normal, right? There is one thing between habits and there is another thing between mutation, right? So we all should get the 8 hours of sleep. Do you get 8 hours of sleep a day? ¿Duermen 8 horas diarias? Do you sleep less? Do you sleep more?
Most of the time, 8 hours.
That's good. So you should sleep 8 hours. We all should sleep. Adults should sleep 8 hours. Teenagers, maybe a little bit more, 9 hours, 10 hours, right? In the same for kids. But 8 hours of sleep it's like the minimum, right? Is the standard, like perfect. Something between 8 and 9 should be okay. But there are some people who can sleep 6 hours a day and they feel good. But again, it's not because their habits, it's because there is a mutation in their gene. Es una mutación de un gen. So that's why they only need 6 hours and they can sleep 6 hours and they feel like brand new y se sienten como nuevos después de 6 horas de sueño. So this means, for example, you can go to sleep to, I don't know, maybe you go to sleep to 12, te vas a dormir a la medianoche. So at 6 a.m. you are full of energy. But you see, the problem is that most people, maybe they have to wake up early because they have to work. So you need to have the discipline, right? If you need to get up at 6, te tienes que levantar a las 6 de la mañana, right? Because you need to work or you have other activities. That means you need to go to bed at least you need to go to bed at 10 a.m. the latest. Por más tarde debes de ir a la cama ya a las 10 de la mañana, 10 de la noche, perdón. So you can have as a good sleep, at least your 8 hours. But nowadays I think it's very difficult, right? To get the sleep, you have the phone, um, you know, there's always a thing I can see, for example, the neighbors, they're always active at night. Yes, Ray?
I have a question. How do you say rango de tiempo? Es
Rango,
que
you
no.
see range.
Range?
Range. Mhm.
Ah, ok. Y diría range of schedule o nada más range. I have listened about the range of
Range
the
of time, hours.
range of time for sleep.
Uh-huh.
This is for 1 hour half. Say 6 or 7 half or 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about it? That?
That the range, I didn't understand. How many hours?
Ajá, son rangos de tiempo de hora y media. 6 horas, 7 horas y media y 9 horas.
Mm, oh, no, I never heard of it. So do you mean that you need to go between 6 and 9 hours? You need some sleep between 6 and 9.
Sí, búsquelo.
Okay.
Ok.
So I sleep 6 hours and I'm dead. I can't. I'm a person who needs more sleep. My ideal is 9 hours. That's my ideal. Like I can't even sleep longer. For example, during the weekends, I could sleep let's say I go to bed at 12, so I need to wake up at 9 or at 10, you know. But usually we go to sleep at 1 or 2. But I think that's something that we need to correct. That's not a good habit. And you know, you feel worse in the morning. So maybe you feel a little bit like Caio. Nubia, can you please help me read the information about Caio? He's from Brazil.
Yes, teacher. Even since I was kid, I had trouble getting up early. So I guess I'm late riser. Until I've had my coffee, I'm such a grouch. I'm not very approachable right after I wake up.
Thank you. Excellent. So pay attention to this expression. It says a late riser. Late riser is someone who doesn't sleep early. They need to sleep more, so they sleep until late in the morning. Right. So they said he needs to sleep a lot and have his coffee, and if not, he's such a grouch. Grouch is like malhumorado. If some people feel like this, and not very approachable, como no muy amigable, right after he wakes up. Actually, that I feel like Kayo. When I see, ever since I was a kid, I was never able to go to sleep early. So I remember that I was always active at night. I didn't want to sleep at night since I was a kid. I remember I was even saying my parents that I didn't want to sleep because I am I was saying that I was a night animal. Les decía que yo no, a mis padres, yo cuando era niño, que no quería dormir porque yo era un animal nocturno. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I was um I don't know, but I just felt like I couldn't sleep at night. So he's a late riser. What time do you usually wake up when you don't have to work? Like during a free day, during weekends, for example? How many, how long do you sleep? Reina, imagine that it's Sunday and you don't need to wake up early. So until what time do you wake up?
On weekends, I wake up early. So, um, the routine,
Mm-hmm. So you naturally wake up early.
yes, I didn't wake up light. ¿Cómo dijo que sería despertarse tarde? ¿Cómo sería eso?
Late riser.
Late riser. Okay,
You're a late riser.
I didn't do that.
Okay. Well, I think my case, if I don't have anything to do, for me it's difficult to stay awake after 11. For me, 10 is already too late. 11 is very late. Yeah, I'm a power. I'm a late riser, but I'm also a power napper. We're going to see what is this. Please, Reina, can you read about Mieko, this person from Japan?
I am a power neighbor. While I take my lunch break at work, I often sneak a 5-minute nap after my desk. After I have a little sleep, I feel great the rest of the day.
Good. Very well. So that's the thing, right? We have um, this expression, a power nap. Power nap is, well, you need to know the meaning of nap. Nap es una siesta. So a power nap is just another way of saying nap. Okay. So a power nap is a short nap that gives you a lot of energy. That's just that. Nap es una siesta. So you usually say take a nap, tomar una siesta. You say take a nap. And you would say power nap. You can actually, it's the same. You can say power nap or just nap. You say power nap because it gives you power. It gives you energy. So, they said the ideal nap is 20 minutes. They say the ideal nap is 20 minutes. Otherwise, you drag it. It's like you need to take the nap, but not falling asleep in the deep sleep. They said they give this recommendation about the naps. Si ustedes, como a mí, les gusta tomar siestas, especially, if you didn't have enough sleep last night, si no tuviste buen sueño la noche anterior, they say if you take a nap, it's even better. Even people who didn't get enough sleep. I think there are even studies, people who didn't get enough sleep, but the next day they took naps. They were more energetic, they were more active, and they have better performance than those ones who slept longer. That's interesting. So you take naps during the day. There are some parts of Mexico, for example, in Jalisco, I think, unas partes, por ejemplo, de Jalisco, creo, or some parts of Mexico, they they have a schedule, tienen una hora para la siesta. And I think it's even so that some shops are closed, incluso algunas tiendas cierran porque es la hora de la siesta. So I've heard this from some parts of Mexico. I don't know if you have ever heard about this custom. No sé si ustedes han escuchado hablar de esa costumbre. But it's like, I think between 12 and 2, como entre 12 y 2, por ahí es cuando la gente tiene su siesta. Well, but as I told you, the studies say, according to the research, is you need to have a 20-minute nap, not longer. Not longer than 20 minutes nap. Why? So lo que queremos es una power nap, una siesta que te dé energía porque no dormiste bien. So you need to have 20 minutes. If you have more than that, you could fall asleep and you could get you could fall into deep sleep. Podrías caer en un sueño profundo después de 20 minutos. And then that is bad for you because your body gets ready for a longer sleep. So if you sleep for more than 20 minutes, then you feel more, when you wake up, you will feel more tired. Te vas a sentir más cansado si duermes una siesta por más tiempo y no vas a poder descansar realmente. Check. So do we have this 10 to 20 minutes is the power nap. Es lo que veíamos aquí en el libro. De 10 a 20, una siesta de 10 a 20 minutos es power nap. I don't know how it works because for me it takes at least 15 minutes to fall asleep. Al menos a mí me toma 15 minutos quedarme dormido. Entonces, necesitaría 15 minutos para quedarme dormido y ya después de ahí contamos el tiempo, ¿no? So, but that's the power nap from 10 to 20 minutes. So this is the best way. Then they say after 30 minutes, some studies show sleeping this long may cause sleep inertia. Inertia o la inercia del sueño, ¿no? Que te hace sentir como, pues de malas. Ya no va a ser una siesta de la que te despiertes con buenos efectos, like in the power nap. 60 minutes. This nap is best for improvement in remembering facts, faces, and names. It includes slow wave sleep and the deepest type. Downside, some grogginess upon waking up. Dicen que 60 minutes también es bueno para ayudar con la memoria, pero igual te vas a sentir mal al despertar. 90 minutes, una hora y media o más. This is a full cycle of sleep. Es un ciclo completo de sueño, meaning the lighter and deeper stages included REM, rapid eye movement, sleep typically likened to the dreaming stage. Aquí puedes, por ejemplo, soñar, tener sueños y así. This is to improve emotional and procedural memory. Ok, dicen que 90, según esto, 90 minutos tampoco te va a hacer sentir mal al despertar. So it seems like you need to get either 20, tienes que tener entre 20 minutos, si quieres 20 minutos, or 90 minutes. Because if you wake up somewhere between, could be bad for you. Okay.
Say that it says that they're about the cycle of sleep. Hora y media, lo que le decía. Hora y media, 6, 7:30, 9 horas, ciclos de hora y media.
Mhm.
Es eso.
1 hour and
Le
a
dije,
half, for naps. Yes, but again, it has its risks. For example, when I have the nap, after like a long nap, I have something that is called sleep paralysis. You know sleep paralysis? So it feels like this. You are awake, but your body can move. And you can see like some hallucinations. But yeah, it feels like this, like you want to scream, you want to move, but your body can't. Yes, so that happens to me sometimes when I get this. Yeah, exactly. Cuando se te sube el muerto, this is the sleep paralysis. Do you ever get sleep paralysis?
Yes, teacher. Even I told you, my mom, that if I am making a noise when I am asleep, please wake up me.
Mm-hmm.
And she does it.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell my wife the same. If because I can, like I'm like trying to wake up and she notices that. Yeah. Yeah, it's not really good. It feels horrible. Please, I don't know who read the one about Miko? Who read this? So the next person you can read about Richard.
Richard, I don't get much done until it gets to be late afternoon. Then I usually get a spurt of energy. I can concentrate best after everyone else has gone to bed. I'd say I'm a really night owl.
You can say you're a night owl. A night owl is una persona nocturna, ¿no? Como yo, que de niño decía que yo era un animal nocturno. So a night owl is a person mm, who is very active at night, like if you're a person who likes nightlife, for example, you like to go to parties and discotheques until very, very late. So that is about, I don't know, maybe you go to bed until 3 a.m., like very late. Maybe you are a night owl. So are you a night owl? You're not?
No, me no. I prefer sleep all the night.
Okay, very well. Yeah, me too. I need to change some habits, but yeah, I really want to take I want to focus on my sleep patterns, because I go to sleep very late and that's not good. Okay, what do we read now? This is when the mind and body are at their best. This is usually the let's say the average person, and this is how they can find the best time for the day for different things. Okay, so what should you try to do between these different times? We have between 8 and 9. Please, Reina, can you please help me read from 8 to 9? Let's read the first paragraph.
Get on social networking sites between 8 and 8 a.m. when people tend to post more positive message.
Okay, so this is a recommendation. Get on social networking sites between 8 and 9 a.m. I don't think it's a good idea that you wake up and the first thing you do is to check Instagram. But they said that people tend to be more positive during this time of the day. But actually, I've also read that between 8 and 9 a.m. is when there are more heart attacks, especially during Monday. Monday at 8 and 9 a.m. Why? Because people go to work, so they have to go, and sometimes they are stressed about work, and they had a relaxing weekend, but then on Monday they have to wake up and they have to face the consequences. They have to face the things at work. So many people between 8 and 9 a.m. on Mondays have heart attacks. I recently heard that is the day of the week with the most heart attacks. You know, is the worst. Monday is the day with more heart attacks of the week. What else can we do in 8 and 9 a.m.? Yes, people tend to be more positive. In my case, I'm not positive. I'm more grumpy during the day. During the morning. Okay, now check the next thing. Can you please help me, Nubia, read what you should do in the late morning, like between 10 and 12?
Yes, teacher. Whenever you need to study for a test, do it in the late morning, when most adults perform their best.
Good. So they say study your concentration levels are better before noon, between 10 and 12. So if you need to study, you need a lot of concentration. Also for work, that's when you get your best performance. This time is the best for you. Okay, the next one, please, Reina.
Whenever you have to work with numbers, plan to do it around noon when thinking power is at its peak.
Okay, around noon, I don't know if it's because of the sun and now there's a lot of light. The light, the natural light, and also other kinds of light helps you to have more concentration. When it's dark and there's not a lot of light, we still struggle. But when it's noon, it has some effect in the thinking power. So maybe you can work on more complex problems like numbers. Then we have another advice between 1 and 4. Please, Nubian, what can you read? What can we do between this time?
Yes, teacher. Energy levels drop between 1 and 4 p.m. and sleepiness is at its peak around 2 p.m. This is a good time for a short nap.
Excellent. So between 1 and 4 p.m. That's the best time for a nap, especially at 2 p.m. So and this is the time I think when some people have a break from work. And so you have your energy levels that drop around this time. So it's a good idea to go and have a nap. Please, Rene, help us please with the next one. Exercise.
Exercise between 4 and 7 p.m. when physical strength is at its greatest and weight in injury is at it snows.
Okay, thank you. So between 4 and 7, it's a good idea. So you can have, do exercise. I think that in the morning, if you don't stretch properly, you may be very, it's very probable that during the morning you can have maybe some problems, because you were on bed, so you need to stretch, you know. But between 4 and 7, it says it's the best time for you to do exercise. Okay, now the last one, please, Nubia.
Yes, teacher. People can be most creative when they are. Ya no veo. No sé, creo que se me.
Do you want me to move
Mm,
something?
sí, es que no veo la pantalla bien. Como que la veo cortada. Creo que puede ser mi red. Creo que ahí ya está.
Yeah.
Ajá, ahí. Thank you. People can be most creative when they are less focused. Therefore, morning people are most creative in the evening, and night owls are most creative in the morning.
Okay. Very well. In my case, I tend to be more creative in during the night. It's the best time for me to be creative. All right, so these are like some recommendations, so you can distribute your activities according to your body and brain performance. Okay, so now let's see what do you prefer, what time do you prefer to do the next activities? We have some options. First one, exercise. What time is the best for you to do exercise, or what time do you usually do exercise during the day? For example, we try to do it in the afternoon, I think between 1 and 4, but sometimes we do it between 7 and 9 p.m. When do you exercise?
For me, I don't really like to exercise, but when I do exercise, I do in the morning.
Okay, very good. And how about listen to music? Do you have any specific time to listen to music, Brenda?
I listen music when I prepare the food. I return of the gym. I went to the gym. I go to the gym before the class.
Mhm.
I return. I prepare the food. In that moment, I listen music.
So you go to the gym before this class, before the English class?
Yes.
Wow, that's good. So you have more energy and you are more active. Excellent. That's a very good habit. Hmm. Study. When is the best time for you to study? If I have to study, I prefer after afternoon at 12.
For me, I prefer study in the morning and read in the afternoon or in the evening.
Okay, thank you. And how about speak English? I think we all know we have our classes at this time, but do you have any other opportunities during the day to practice English?
Just when I listen music or watch movies in the afternoon.
Okay, very well. You watch movies, that's a really good thing. Um, and actually that can be a if you like movies or series and you watch them and they're original in English, you you will like them more than the translation to Spanish, right? So the el doblaje. Sometimes when you translate the movies, some of the original essence is lost. There are some jokes that don't make sense when you translate them. If you want to translate some, I don't know, some things that are very that are very deep into the language, any expression, right? Um, it's difficult to translate. You get lost in the translation. It is not that funny, you know. With some movies, with some series, si es una comedia, entonces se pierde a veces los chistes. Porque originalmente no en la película no dicen eso. So the translation you need to change some of these jokes. Also, I think that when I watch series before in Spanish, when I was a kid, for example, and I watched some TV programs or some movies, cuando yo veía algunas películas en español cuando era niño, algunas series, y después las vi de nuevo cuando ya sabía inglés, entonces me di cuenta que se disfrutaba, es como ver una película diferente, you know? It's like you see like exactly what they mean, you know? But that's just a recommendation. So you try to watch more movies and more series. Like Shrek, right? But Shrek is I think Shrek is very fun because of the translation. Because they took they allow themselves to translate for themselves. It's not a strict translation, es una traducción. Lo de Shrek no es una traducción estricta, right? You have Donkey that makes jokes, y de hecho, Donkey, the one who makes this, is Will Smith, ¿no? Will Smith es quien hace la voz de burro of Donkey en la película de Shrek, y Eugenio Derbez es en español, right? And, and it's a lot of fun because of Eugenio Derbez. Esa es la verdad, ¿no? La traducción mexicana, en ese caso, pues de la película quizá en español mexicano, pues es mucho más divertido. Because they adapted the jokes and they made some new jokes. Adaptaron chistes y se tomaron la libertad de incluir chistes que no están en la película original. But don't, some fail to do this. Some are not good at that. Algunas películas pues no son tan buenas en eso. And it's better to get the English original movie. So I think that's something that you will love it. Obviously, if you're watching in any language, even some people like to watch the movie in the original with the original voices. I don't know why, but sometimes for me it's annoying. A veces siento que la voz de la traducción o del doblaje es un poco molesta. When you listen to the original voice, it's different. En el caso de Shrek, pues les queda bien la voz, ¿no? Hasta suenan raro escucharlos en inglés. But other movies, you're like, what is this? No me gusta la voz que utilizan del actor de doblaje. Se escucha extraño, da cringe. So I think that's the same even, for example, if there's a French series, una película que esté en otro idioma que no sea inglés. Personalmente disfruto más escucharla así, en su idioma original, y ver los subtítulos. For me, that's my case. You know that some other countries, like Poland, the Polish movies, es algo muy extraño, porque, por ejemplo, mi esposa es polaca y a las películas o las series al polaco, cuando se hacen en la televisión, es muy extraño. Because there's only one voice. You know that in Spanish we have a voice for every actor, ¿no? Hay un actor de doblaje, hay una voz para cada persona, como debe de ser. But in Polish version movies, it's only one voice. Es una sola voz en polaco que traduce a todos en la película. O sea, traduce al niño, traduce a una señora, traduce a todos. Una sola voz. And that's super strange. Like, you're like, what the heck I'm watching? And all the movies are like this, todas las películas, todas las series, y ves la televisión y una sola voz para, para todos en la película. It's really strange. I really don't understand. I think I cannot check it here. But on Netflix, a lo mejor en Netflix van a algunas películas pueden que aparezcan en polaco y pónganlo en polaco y van a notar que es una sola voz que dobla a todos. It's really strange, es muy extraño. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some grammar, but before I would like to talk to you about this sleep paralysis and what the science says about it. So I have had sleep paralysis. Nubia said that she also gets sleep paralysis. Reina, do you ever get sleep paralysis? Que se te sube el muerto? Does it ever happen to you?
I never feel that, ¿cómo sería? Sentir esa cosa.
Sleep paralysis?
No.
Okay.
Imagine you are just about
We're going to watch this video. You know, my case, I have some background. My dad and my uncle, they were both sleepwalkers. Mi papá y mi tío. Ambos fueron, ya no, pero cuando eran más jóvenes, niños, eran sonámbulos. They were sleep, eso en inglés decimos sleepwalker, o sea, caminante nocturno, ¿no? Tiene más sentido en español, sleepwalker. So, I think that affected me somehow. Yo nunca llegué a tener ningún síntoma de sonambulismo. Very weirdly, like it's very isolated times. En casos muy aislados y muy pocas veces he hablado mientras duermo. Pero es como, solo me ha pasado quizá 2 veces en la vida. But for me, sleep paralysis is very common. Es algo que me sucedió desde que era niño y que en la adolescencia me pasaba casi cada tercer día, o sea, dos veces a la semana tenía sí o sí parálisis de sueño. So I was making a lot of research. Sometimes I had something strange, for example. I felt a pain. I still remember I had this pain. You will tell me your experience. I had this pain in the left lower side of my body. And I didn't understand why. Okay, I'm going to show you the picture. Okay. And I had a pain always in the sleep paralysis. Siempre tenía un dolor en una parte del cuerpo cuando tenía parálisis del sueño y nunca sabía por qué era. So it was on my left side and the lower, like the lower part of my body. It happened to me when I was between 14 and 16, cuando tenía entre 14 y 16 años. Like just between your leg, ya saben, la parte que conecta tu pierna con tu cadera. I think somewhere here, but more like in the middle. I always had a pain in this part of my body. When I had the sleep paralysis, cuando tenía parálisis del sueño. Entonces aquí sentía un dolor muy grande. Like I was feeling stressed, anxious, but when I woke up, I didn't have the pain. Cuando me despertaba ya no tenía ese dolor. De hecho, me tocaba y no me dolía. So I never understood what happened. Now, I can tell when I have the sleep paralysis, más o menos puedo decir cuando, o puedo saber cuando tengo, es decir, me da parálisis del sueño y yo ya sé que tengo parálisis del sueño en ese momento. So I try to wake up my wife, intento despertar a mi esposa, la muevo para que me despierte a mí. You know, it's like very fun because I can see the room, puedo ver el cuarto, puedo ver, o sea, si es de noche, pues veo todo oscuro, si es de día, veo todo iluminado. So, I shake my wife, I move her, la muevo para que me pueda despertar. Sometimes she's sleeping too. Algunas veces ella está dormida y yo estoy en parálisis. Entonces yo la muevo, entonces ella se ve que estoy dormido y me despierta. It's very fun. I don't understand what's going on. But we have here some explanation in case you or someone else.
About to fall asleep, and you start to count sheep in your
But we have this expression, we can say fall asleep. Fall asleep es que quedarse dormido. Aslept is when you say asleep. Puedes decir he is asleep. Ese es un adjetivo. ¿Okay? Es estar dormido. Y también puedes decir he is sleeping. Él está durmiendo. Pero asleep es un adjetivo, dormido.
head, when all of a sudden you feel a pressure on your chest and you sense a presence in the room. You cannot move a muscle, but you can see your surroundings and are awake and alert. This is sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is a momentary alertness but loss of voluntary muscle movement that occurs when you are just about to fall asleep or when you are just waking up from sleep. It can last anywhere from 20 seconds to a few minutes, and it affects about 8% of the general population. Some of the common sensations and emotions associated with sleep paralysis are an awareness of your surroundings but inability to move, a sense of physical weight and pressure on the chest, difficulty breathing or a choking feeling, hallucinations or a sensed presence, and an overwhelming sense of fear or dread. Some people even describe hearing footsteps getting closer, seeing intruders, demons, or spirits, and feeling as if they are about to die. Although there is no physical danger to the person experiencing sleep paralysis, they cannot pull themselves out of it and must wait for it to pass. Sleep paralysis is different from nightmares or night terrors in that the brain is awake but the body is in its sleep state and thus cannot move. What is most interesting about sleep paralysis is that it dates back to the 10th century and is prevalent in all ethnicities. In fact, people from many cultures have used sleep paralysis as a way to explain supernatural events and beings, such as witchcraft, ghosts, and alien abduction. Now, let's go into detail of what sleep paralysis really is. There are two types of sleep paralysis, hypnagogic and hypnopompic. These two terms refer to the difference in time at which sleep paralysis occurs. Hypnagogic, also known as predormital, is when sleep paralysis occurs at sleep onset or just before falling asleep. On the other hand, hypnopompic, also known as postdormital, refers to sleep paralysis that occurs just after waking up, at the transition from sleep to awakening.
Okay, the
In
one
order
that
to-
I get is the second one, hypnopompic. I have never gotten this one. Sometimes I feel like when I'm falling asleep, and then I feel like I fell. I don't know if it ever happened to you. You're falling asleep, and then you feel like your body moves, como, no sé, sientes que te caes, or you move very violently some muscle. A veces incluso, no sé, sin querer le he pegado a mi esposa así, porque me muevo de repente, when I'm falling asleep. But I don't know if it's exactly the same, but if you ever get it.
To understand how sleep paralysis occurs, we have to understand what REM sleep is. During sleep, your brain cycles through 5 different phases: Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4, and Stage 5, which is called Rapid Eye Movement Stage, or REM for short. A REM sleep cycle consists of 25% of your sleep, which may occur several times throughout the night since your sleep cycle is repeated. REM is important because this is when dreaming occurs and when your body becomes energized. During REM, signals are sent to your spinal cord and motor neurons to shut off movement, creating a temporary inability to move the muscles of your arms and legs. This serves as a protective measure to prevent you from injuring yourself or others while you dream. Now that we have an understanding of what REM sleep is, let's talk about its importance to sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is thought to occur due to an error in the flip-flop switch controlling REM sleep. REM sleep is thought to work as a switch between 2 stages, REM on when REM occurs and REM off when it does not. This mechanism allows for smooth transitions into and out of REM sleep. This REM switch works in opposition to the wake-sleep switch. Normally, REM-on occurs at the same time you are asleep. However, when sleep paralysis occurs, the neurons controlling the awake side of the wake-sleep switch and the neurons controlling the REM-off side of the REM switch are weakened. This allows the REM-on neurons to prevent muscle movement while the body is somewhat awake, which should not be happening. This can cause sleep paralysis. Experiencing negative emotions is another common occurrence during REM sleep. This is because the area of the brain known as the amygdala, which is important in fear processing, is active throughout REM sleep. Since it is active during REM and is closely associated with fear, it is thought to facilitate the generation of anxiety and fear during sleep paralysis. So, how do you avoid sleep paralysis? There are a number of factors that contribute to your likelihood of experiencing it. A twin study conducted on 862 participants showed that genetics are at least partially to blame for sleep paralysis, with researchers finding that genes accounted for 53% of the occurrence of sleep paralysis. If you have a sleep disorder, you're also most likely to experience sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is a common symptom of a sleeping disorder called narcolepsy, which is characterized by excessive and uncontrollable daytime sleepiness. Sleep paralysis is also most likely to occur if you sleep on your back and if you regularly don't get enough sleep. In general, poor mental health is associated with sleep paralysis. Higher scores on self-reported measures of depressed mood and anxiety have been associated with sleep paralysis. Research focusing on sleep paralysis in patients with PTSD showed higher prevalence as well, and another study has linked bipolar disorder to sleep paralysis. As we have seen, there are a number of factors associated with sleep paralysis, like genetics, poor sleep, sleeping disorders, and poor mental wellness. Aside from avoiding or
Okay, so these are some of the reasons. All right, and very well. So I think we will check this relative clauses topic for tomorrow. We're going to check also this vocabulary. I'm going to send a picture to you. But you can check it too as part of your homework. All this vocabulary is related to sleep. Burnout, calm down, chill out, doze off, perk up, raise up, sleep over, turn in. These are some vocabulary that we're going to check better tomorrow in class, but please try to answer it as part of your homework. And tomorrow we will talk about these expressions. I just sent you the picture to the WhatsApp group. So thank you so much for being here in class.